Раз-раз. Раз-раз. Так.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases. I used to be an avid reader.
Потом сбился.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston, but I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Романтика этих наивных и примитивных верований не обманывает вас. Не забывайте, какими жестокими были местные боги. Изображения гигантских существ все еще украшают стены давно заброшенных пещер. Откуда пришло к своим почитателям это божество из моря или из безумных сновидений? Никто не знает ответа, но современные обитатели острова, сыновья и дочери горных китобоев все еще помнят таинственную и волнующую историю крохотного клочка суши у берегов Массачусетса.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater. Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Уходим. Отправляемся на причал. Порт Дарквотера. Пирс взял дело Хокинсов. Проклятую художницу обвиняют в том, что устроила пожар, который убил ее вместе со всей семьей. Единственная улика — страшная картина, которую она отправила отцу. На транспортной этикетке был указан адрес склада, расположенный в доках острова Дарквотер. Именно с этого места Пирс и начал расследование. Интересненько. Что-то долго она прогружается. Так. Ну давай уже, что-то правда долго.
almost there. Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
Nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break it.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy! They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad. Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy! They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway. That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah?
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine. Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
А я не смогу зайти там? Шо, мразь? Я тебе что сделал, ты пидор, блядь, лысый? Вот так вот нахуй, ебало бить сразу.
Be careful.
Осторожней нахуй, ты, блядь, понторез ебаный. Оу, ля какая.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Этот парень не проявил должного уважения.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Так, ладно. Заказать выпивку, узнать про остров. Так, ну давай знаем.
The Stranded Whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dock water. When our whalers left for long months and came back, sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
Так, ну давай про Сару спросим.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Это правда, если это правда, ничего плохого ты не скажешь.
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Пожалуй, да. Я ищу склад 36. Вот про закон сухой спросим.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Она, вот ты попалился, дружочек, уже рецептчику мне дал.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Ну ладно тебе.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Бля, да что ты такое это? Пиздец ты типа.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
Ну что тут еще за корешки у тебя есть? Сука, пидор, блядь, из-за него нахуй.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
$60 торчал. А он же бизнесмен. Чего у него $60 не нашлось?
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like
Странно,
this."
подозрительно.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
За последние 18 лет. Сцилла возвращается в порт, чтобы спасти Даркоутера от голода. Мы почти оставили надежду. Команда Сциллы. Сцилла — это тот корабль, который был разбитый на берегу. И то, что от нее осталось, вернулась в порт Даркоутера во вторник вечером. Местные немедленно бросились в доки, чтобы встретить последнее китобойное судно на острове. Невероятный улов потряс людей. Китообразная, которое уже прозвали чудесным уловом, занималась палубу и даже свисало с борта. Оно было больше любого зубатого кита. Выжившие моряки рассказали ужасную историю о своей опасной добыче, а также о ее мясе невероятно вкусном и питательном. Несомненно, огромный кит прокормит многочисленных жителей Даркоутера и положит конец голоду, терзающему остров. Сдается склад. С июня мистер Маркс готов сдать свой склад в аренду под рыбный цех, мастерскую или хранилище. Вы можете связаться с ним через любую газету или найти его в доках. Праздник в Ките на мели. Чтобы отметить возвращение наших храбрых китобоев, персонал Кита на мели пригласил нас на бесплатную дегустацию. Приходите с семьями, друзьями попробовать чудесный лот. Каждый получит в подарок по бутылке в Арпании. Спешите. Интересненько. Так, ладно. Блять, нужен все-таки микрофон хороший. Так. Ты что за... О, у него, смотри, какие-то... Ты кто такой?
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader.
Что-то странный тип какой-то. Так, ладно.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
Что за песня? Конец.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
Хорошо. Так, конец.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
One of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
I bid you farewell,
Да,
gentlemen.
блядь.
Good night,
Толку от вас
stranger.
дохуя.
So long.
Много полезного сообщили. Пойдем дальше. Ладно. Так, вот эта мамзелечка может, мне кажется, что-то мне да подсказать интересного. Ля какая. Сучка.
What you looking at, stranger?
А ты умеешь пить.
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
Ты чё, блядь?
I told you to beat it.
Бля, ну что-то не получилось расположить к себе ее. Так, ладно. А где Фирц-то? Кто такой Фирц вообще, блин? Так, а я могу сходить, пока я не поговорю с Фирцем? Я же могу к этому делу сходить. Так, поговорите с Фирцем. Постой, я же могу к капитану зайти. Он мне говорил про некие документы, имеющиеся.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Так, тут у нас сортир. Можно закроем.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Однозначно. Держите своих людей под контролем, не задирайте нос. Мы вам не по зубам. И не утруждайте себя ответом на это сообщение. Просто заплатите курьеру. Кэт. Так. Я понял тебя.
The Scylla.
Некий
It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
рэкет происходит на этом острове, видимо. Как там? Второй том, посвященный этическим вопросам и рекомендациям для медицинского персонала. Хорошо. В персонале. О, у меня есть 1 очко опыта. Так, ну давай медицину. Медицина отражает ваше познание в области развития наук медицины, улучшает с помощью моих предметов. Так, оккультизм. Психология. Психология, ваше понимание человеческой натуры. Ну, я думаю, психологию нужно будет прокачать. Так, вы действительно хотите выйти мне? Что? О, так я уже поставил. Подтвердить. Да. А что? В чем дело? Интересно. Так. Ладно. Угу. Так, что у тебя тут происходит где-то? Блять, почему от всего огня такой непонятный дым идет? Так.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Фотография человека, похожего на капитана Фицроя. Стоит на мостике корабля, у него деревянная нога. Угу. Я понял тебя, капитан.
What a macabre souvenir.
Так, ладно. Вроде я все посмотрел. О, а нельзя по это лазить? Нет. Так. Ну что, Кэп?
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Ага. Не понял. А, вот документы где.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. That's all I'll get from them.
Еще несколько цифр, прочее, содержимое документов аккуратно выбрано. Интересно, кому потребовалось скрывать эту информацию. Уже интересно. Уже что-то не так. Так. Уже какой-то подозрительная темка. Деда, ебать, дверь ты будешь закрывать нахуй? Холопы, блядь, пошли.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Так. Ловить. Так, я видел напрямую касатку. Давай про касатку.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth, and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
Так, кто такая? Ты человек? Что-то чудесный улов.
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Так, документы.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
Чем же я заработал на жизнь? Я думал,
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling. But no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
You tell me.
I thought you would have worked it out. It belonged to Charles Hawkins.
I see. That explains those loading manifests. Too bad I can't get much out of them. I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Так, что вкачать-то? Психология. Поиск.
Stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Так, ладно. Жандарм нам ничего толком не подсказал. Ой, это что за чатки?
You could tell me. No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hit them. How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Так, ага. Получается какая-то... Ладно, пойду побежу с ним.
Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut.
Why, we don't have a clear conscience.
Quiet. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
Это...
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
I bid you, gentlemen, farewell.
Так, погоди. Я еще не могу вернуться. Я хочу...
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
Чего, блядь?
I've never heard of this saint. Is it a local belief?
But everyone knows St. Brendan, the navigator.
He's the patron saint of whales and whalers.
What happened to the statue?
Go see for yourself. He's at the end of the jetty.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Угу. Итак, что мы имеем? Эти гондоны работают на кассе. Охраняют свои территорию. А это что за типы? Тут не было. Кто такие?
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told him, that flunky, that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her?
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
I shall take my leave. A handle. It must come from these old winches. It looks like there's a way in under this grate. This ratchet device seems to be usable. A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. An old cogwheel. Rusty, but in working order. I could use this old winch to lift the grating. Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle. Damn, I broke it.
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our turf. You're not only inquisitive, you're also stupid. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
Your turf? That's news to me.
For a guy who has no idea, you've been doing a fair bit of poking around. My men saw you staking out the Hawkins warehouse.
Is that against the law?
I'm no idiot, Detective. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Is your name Cat?
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Maybe. Or maybe not. Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
Oh, I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm gonna have to deal with her.
Блять, а как туда проникнуть-то, в этот сход-то? По-моему... Попробовать наебать этих.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
Gentlemen, you have a problem.
What? Who do you take yourself for, stranger?
Your boss is very unhappy with your work.
Oh, yeah? You're bluffing.
She said those knuckleheads are incapable of staying at their post.
Darn it.
You think he's telling the truth?
We'll find out. Prove that you really know Cat.
It's risky to question my word. I wouldn't like you to get cut with a certain Italian knife.
Okay. You've convinced us.
And it's she who sent you? What do you want from us?
I have to take a look inside the Hawkins warehouse. Leave me alone, and I'll put in a good word for you with Cat.
Okay, it's a deal.
Съебали нахуй. Козлы, блядь. Так, а мы проведем тут разведочку на складском помещении. Люблю я рыться в всяких таких местечках, изучать все. Так, это что?
Let's see. Perfect. Oh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case? The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages? These painkillers were prescribed 3 months ago. Someone has been taking them since the time of the Hawkins' death. It smells as bad as it looks. Can't sleep. I know how that feels. What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
В смысле, блядь? Так.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Wound up? You mean messed up?
Dog. We don't take no lessons from the likes of you. We do our job carefully and fairly. No stone was left unturned.
Really? Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Пирс мог пробраться на склад, место, которое казалось заброшенным, скрывало несколько тайн. Тут явно кто-то недавно жил, кроме того, обнаружилась частично обгоревшая картина. Во время осмотра Пирса прервал констебль Брэдли, и детектив убедил его присоединиться к расследованию. Констебль хочет отвезти сыщика в особняк Хокинсов. Ну так, что тут у нас дальше? Не, интересная игра, интересный такой детективчик. Там кто-то прячется.
Well, here we are. Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Так, я думал, особняк полностью сгорел во время пожара. Это место превращается в руины. Вы хорошо знаете это место. Вы не первый, кто говорит о Винчестере. Место находится. Так, я думал, особняк...
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Есть.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.